My name is Juliet Kilo 873866 Charlie. Do you recognize these combinations with letters and numbers? We all have different identity given to us before our 16th birthday. Most of us are about to leave school to go out in the big wild world. It is your national insurance number, which will help you in work to pay into the tax system for funding benefits and to contribute in helping you for your state pension and other benefits you are entitled to for the future. Identity starts as a child. Where your family comes from, where you go to school, the uniform that you wear, the class that you belong to, and who you socialise with, the support provided you by health professionals who look after you, to everyone else that may shape your life when growing up. This is my identity. I was born in Sussex. When I was 6 months old, I wasn't very well and had to go into hospital. After this, I was always in and out of hospital throughout my life with problems from my heart, ears and eyes. I was in mainstream school for both primary and junior until I got statemented. Before I started senior school, then I went to a special needs school where I needed the extra help in learning. In my statement, they said I had global difficulties, which means the level of communication skills in reading, writing, and numeric skills which I struggled with in my life. This means I have dyslexia. Also in later life that I had Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism. At my secondary school in North Wales, I did not have the option to gain any qualifications. How do I get into the world of work or go into the local college if you do not have GCSEs? But I was determined to get into college on a mainstream course to be a training mechanic, as my dad had his own car garage. There was another course that was just set up that year, was called the Launch Programme, which helped me in English and Maths. I spent 3 years in college, which gained MVQs Level 1 in motor vehicle mechanics and in business administration. Other qualifications with open college credits by City and Guilds. I have worked in a few places, a supermarket, which my school helped me to get when I was doing work experience. My working life has mostly been in Cornwall, where I worked for my dad as a training mechanic, a food factory and a care assistant. Whilst worked in food and in care doing these jobs, I had in-house training which led up to a qualification in an MVQ, which I needed the extra help with. Also, a few other places where I tried to get a job I went for an interview, had to do a test for, which let me down. I needed the extra help in, and I did not get the jobs that I applied for. Trying to get a job is hard, especially for me. When writing a curriculum vitae or doing an application form or going for an interview. The jobs that I've had in the past, somebody I have known has helped me to get them. In my life, I have had healthy bank account and a very bad one. I have had my own property and rented, living life and a few cars that I've owned when I was able to drive. Nobody teaches you how to pay bills, from mortgages to paying rent, council tax, to how to keep a car on the road. My identity changes within 10 years because I got into debt. I could not pay the bills, as jobs that I was doing I got less pay for and could not make ends meet. Then you get loans and credit cards out. Then you get maxed out on them. Then you find yourself selling important things that you own. Sleeping in your car between shifts when working because you live 20 miles away from home. Sometimes you live without food because I was waiting for the next pay packet. I found that I was getting deeper into debt and did not know how to tell people how to get out of this problem. Then I get a call from my best friend asking me if I would like to rent a room off him. He had just bought a house, so my identity changed back to North Wales so I can get out of this situation I was in. Then things happened in the past that affects the future. Whilst I was living with my best friend, it came crashing down on me. I lost my job, as the doctor had told me that my eyesight was at a poor level for working and driving. My best friend asked me to leave his home, my life changing again. Now I have no job, no money, and nowhere to live. This is when you need help with Department Work and Pensions, Citizens Advice, shelter, health professionals, council and housing organisations, family, friends and others to make this situation better. I needed the extra help to fill in forms and get to appointments. I ended up in a halfway house which used to be an old hotel in the middle of nowhere, with poor eyesight, feeling depressed in the negative things that have led to this moment in my life, that my identity is falling away very fast. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Just before I was made homeless, I met a wonderful person which is now my partner. She helped me to see that there is something to head for in life, just as she said this to me when I was living in the halfway house. We had a phone call from a housing provider, Plusdane, which works on behalf of Cheshire West Council. They said that they can offer us a home in which is very close to my partner's family, which we always need that support from. Just as I moved in, I had to go for an operation, and also the things I applied for with the WDP and the council have come through, helping me to get my identity back. It all takes time and a lot of effort getting it back. Now today, my identity here in Cheshire, where I feel so settled. This is where my life is, because my family, friends and a very good support network around me. I feel part of the community, where I volunteer for the local housing provider for housing as a tenant representative to monitor and improve services that are being delivered to tenants. I now use my disability and my life experiences as a strength into positive action and motivation to make a difference to people's lives. I will always need extra help in the past and always need help in the future in supporting me in my life, from health, education, employment, or volunteering, applying for benefits, having a healthy bank account, and a roof over my head. I am not just letters and numbers. Juliet Kilo 87 38 66 Charlie. My identity is my name, Anthony Spurway.